Respiratory syncytial virus, also known as RSV, is the leading cause of hospitalization for babies during their first year of life. Nearly 100% of babies get this common seasonal virus before age 2, but premature babies are twice as likely to become hospitalized from the virus. And last week, a committee within the American Academy of Pediatrics recently issued new guidance which reduces eligibility for preventive therapy often given to babies at high risk for RSV. Here with more is neonatologist Dr. Mitchell Goldstein and parent advocate Vanessa Moore. So Dr. Goldstein, can you tell us a little bit more about this virus?
Sure. RSV, which is sometimes known as the common cold, can cause congestion, can cause a stuffy nose, some wheeze, oftentimes something that's limited to a week or two in older children or adults. But in babies that are born prematurely, this can cause hospitalization, can cause the need for oxygen therapy, and even breathing machines, in fact, and can be something that can lead to even death. It's something that's a huge concern and something that really can affect babies who have a history of being born prematurely.
And so what are these changes that have been issued by the AAP?
Well, over the last period of review, the American Academy of Pediatrics has whittled down the eligibility for this life-saving medication to babies who are born before 29 weeks. Now, normally this medication is given every month during the high-risk period, which is between November and May. But with the new guidance, up to 140,000 babies are no longer going to be eligible for this. This is a huge concern and can have devastating consequences for babies who are most at risk.
What kind of impact do you see with these new changes?
I think in the context of it, we might see increased hospitalizations, we might see increased risk for babies requiring long-term oxygen therapy, chronic wheeze, and in fact leading to asthma.
Now, Vanessa, you actually had a personal experience with this when your daughter contracted the virus. Would you like to share a little bit of your story?
Sure. My daughter was born early at 34 weeks. She was in the NICU for 7 days. While I was there, they taught us how to prevent her from contracting RSV, which I never heard of with my other 2 children because they were full term. And even though we followed all the preventative measures they gave us, she still came down with it. The second time, they suggested the preventative therapy, her pediatricians did. Unfortunately, we were denied coverage, and she was hospitalized 2 more times with it, and now she does have asthma as a long-term effect, but other than that, she's healthy.
Well, that's good to hear that long-term she's mostly okay. So what
Yes.
are some things that parents can do to help? What were some of those preventive measures that were shared with you as far as reducing her risk?
Definitely hand washing and keeping her out of crowds, away from sick people. I also did have my older 2 children change their clothes when they came in from school because they did teach me that that was one of the big ways that it could be contracted, which I would have never even thought of. But like I said, she did still catch it, even though we did all those measures.
Right, nothing's 100% foolproof.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what are some things that we can do to raise concerns over these changes and help protect more of these high-risk babies?
Well, I think that what you have to look at is the fact that really the American Academy of Pediatrics does produce these guidelines. So I would encourage parents and friends of parents who have premature babies to contact their local American Academy of Pediatric representative and tell them how concerned they are about the new guidelines. There's also a website that they could look to, and that's rsvfacts.com. That's rsvfacts, all as one word, .com.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time. I'll be sure to share that. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much. You too.